What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing today? And welcome back to another video on the Sports Fanatic channel. Today, we're doing a tier list, as you can see, and we're going to be doing every team's best player. But before we get into that, I just wanted to remind y'all to like and subscribe, please, because all the support and everything like that means a lot to me. It helps out a lot, and I'm trying to grow. So yeah, I don't really like doing long intros, so here we go and get into this. Let's just go straight off. So, starting off with the Tennessee Titans, obviously their best player is Derrick Henry, and that's a superstar. I mean, what do you want me to do? Dude literally ran for like 1,000 yards in 9 games. That's absolutely insane. Dude's a freak. Although I will say I don't think his prime is going to be for much longer. I know a lot of people think he's going to be good for like a couple more years. I think he'll be good for like a year or two more, I don't know. Next up, we got the Dolphins. This one's a little more interesting because a lot of people will probably think instantly Tyreek Hill or Xavier Howard, or excuse me, some people even might say Tua. I'm in between Xavier Howard and Tyreek. I'm gonna give it to Tyreek, and I don't actually think he's a super. I don't think he's actually a superstar. I'm a bum. I messed up the order there. I don't think he's a superstar. Reason being because there's a lot of games where, especially in the playoffs, Tyreek Hill will disappear. Especially during the Super Bowl. I don't know if y'all remember back at Super Bowl. I don't remember, was it 54 against or 55 against the Bucks? He was not very good. So I think he's just a normal star. I think Tyreek Hill is very good, but I definitely don't think he's worth being paid the most in the entire NFL. I think that's a little bit too much for him, but he's a star for sure. Next up is the Jets. Oh, who's their best player? I guess Quinnen Williams. He made the Pro Bowl, I believe. So it's Quinnen Williams, good defensive tackle. Nothing more to say about that. Had like 9 sacks. Moving on. Next up, we got the Bengals. The Bengals. Oh, okay. It's tough. They got Jamar Chase. It's either Jamar Chase or Burrow for me. Oh, I'm going to say Burrow, and I'm going to say he's a star. Now, I don't think Joe Burrow is a superstar, and the reason I say that is because I see a lot of people saying Justin Herbert is better, but the Bengals as a team are just well-crafted, okay? They're just a very well-crafted football team, so I don't think that he's like the focal point and the reason. I don't think he carried the team like some people says he did. So I'm going to put him in star, but I don't know. I don't see him as a superstar like most people do. Next up, I got the Browns. I'm going to save that one for last. Jaguars, Josh Allen. Josh Allen, I would say, is close to stardom. Hasn't made a Pro Bowl yet. He's definitely a very good pass rusher. We saw last year against the other Josh Allen, of course, that he can be very good when he wants to be. But I think right here is the perfect place to place him because he's just, he's good, but he's nothing more than good. So I'm going to have to leave him there. Lions. Who would their best player be? The Lions have a lot of good players, in my opinion. They got like Amon-Ra St. Brown. They got Aiden Hutchinson. I think Jared Goff is very underrated. He's not some star player, but he's definitely decent. I'll say it's Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I'll give him close to stardom. Jeff Okudah is a bum. I just wanted to say that. I'm sorry. I really don't like. I hate it when like top 3 picks are trash. Okay, Vikings. Justin Jefferson's better than Dalvin Cook. I'm sorry. That's just not even a debate. And I'd say he's a superstar. Justin Jefferson is insane. He's, I think, second last season in the league in receiving yards. Yeah, Justin Jefferson's insane. I don't know why people still take Jamar Chase over him yet. But he's amazing. I love him. I'd say he's a superstar. Bucks, Tom Brady, superstar. I hate Tom Brady. Everybody knows this, but it's okay. We take our L's we take our L's where it's given. Niners. My instinct here says George Kittle because I think Deebo Samuel's a one-year wonder. And not in the sense of, Deebo Samuel's not a good player, but in the sense of Deebo Samuel's only had 1 star season in his whole career. And I don't like giving contracts to players that have 1 star season in their entire career. I don't like doing that. So I'm going to say Deebo Samuel as a star, but not a superstar, even though he had a superstar-esque season. I don't think he's necessarily a superstar yet because he hasn't played enough seasons to be considered a superstar, in my opinion. Next up is the Falcons. I think for sure it's Cordero Patterson, and he's just a star. He's a star, I think. He's very good. Nothing more than that, though. He's just I like him a lot. He's a very likable dude. That's the main reason I overrate him sometimes. He's just a very likable guy. Next up is the Ravens, and this is Lamar Jackson. Hot take, he's a star. I don't think he's a superstar, and the reason I say that is because it's been, I think, 2 seasons since his MVP season already, and hasn't gone past the second round, has not played particularly well in the playoffs, and I think that matters a lot. Granted, you could say the same for some of these other players on this list, or for maybe Derrick Henry also you could say that for. But Lamar Jackson underperforms a lot, and I just don't think he's worthy of being. And plus, he had an injury-riddled season as well as COVID, so he didn't get to play a lot of games. So I think he's sitting there just at the star level. Very close to superstar, though. Very close. Next up is the Bears, and it's Robert Quinn for sure. I think Robert Quinn is the best player on that team because he had, 18 and a half sacks. That's a lot of sacks. I'm going to put him in star, but, actually, no, that would be disrespectful. I was going to put him in close to stardom because he did have a lot of, mess seasons before, up until this one. But I think he's worthy of being a star. 18 and a half sacks in a season is no joke, so I'll put him up there. Next up is the Cowboys. Oh, Dak Prescott, a star. I don't think he's a superstar. He's very good in the regular season, but playoffs matter a lot to me. That's why you see other teams on here that aren't, I don't think any of the players in my list so far that are a superstar or anything, Derrick Henry, Justin Jefferson, or Tom Brady, none of them, either they play really well in the playoffs and their teams let them down. In the case of Derrick Henry, I guess he didn't have a very good game coming back from injury against the Bangles. But they're, top of their game in terms of, positions in the league, so that's why they're superstars. Dak isn't that. I think he's, top 5, top 8, somewhere around there. He's very good, though. I just don't think he's a Super Bowl QB. I really don't. A lot of people think he is. I don't think he is, personally. Next up, we got the Texans and Brandon Cooks. In my mind, he's a superstar. Okay, I love Brandon Cooks. He's my favorite wide receiver in the whole league. But he's just a star because he has trash QBs, hasn't done anything in the playoffs. I guess that's not true because he made the Super Bowl twice, but he lost both. But that was a while ago. He's always been good. That's the thing. No, I'm gonna leave him a star. He's just a star. I'm gonna leave him there. Next up, we got the Colts with Jonathan Taylor. I want to say superstar because he had an MVP season, but they didn't even make the playoffs, and he didn't play particularly well against the Jaguars in the closeout game. Star, because you know what? I gotta keep consistent logic. I'm gonna say he's only a star because certain players, such as other people on this list, like Debo, didn't get superstar because they had only one insane season out of their career. I'm gonna do the same for JT, but I wouldn't be mad if he hadn't been a superstar because he's a very good player. Next up, you got the Rams, and you could say a bunch of different people here. You could say Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, Matthew Stafford. I think Aaron Donald, no matter which one of the three you pick, it's a superstar regardless because all three of them are legit superstars, and they are absolutely insane players. So, yeah, I think for sure that they deserve to be a superstar. You can pick literally 3 players from that team that are all, top of their game. All of them are top or near the top of their game in terms of position rankings, too, which is obviously a great thing to see. Then you got the other LA team. They're side by side. That's ironic. With the Chargers, not Joey Bosa. I think he's very overrated. Justin Herbert. Yeah, I don't know why I blanked on the name for a second. Justin Herbert is a star. I don't think he's a superstar yet because he didn't play particularly well towards the middle of the season. I remember he went off in the first 5 weeks, and then after that he had a little bit of a slow decline, and then he went back up again at the end. I'm going to say he's a superstar. A star, but nothing higher. I think he's better than Burrow, though, and that's a conversation for another day. Next up, we got the Raiders. Devontae Adams, superstar. Best receiver in the league. Most people see him as. I think he is, too. Very good. Nothing much to say there. Next up, we got the Commanders. Terry McLaurin, he's a star. Terry McLaurin is very good, although I do think he's a little bit overrated. At the same time, underrated. It's kind of weird. He's just a star. I think he's good. He's pretty good. Chiefs, Mahomes, superstar. Nothing. Moving on. The Saints. Ooh. Definitely not Alvin Kamara. Dude got arrested. Would you say? I don't know. Tyrann Mathieu? No. I don't know who to say here. I'm gonna say Michael Thomas, and I'm gonna put him in superstar because when he was last playing, he was a superstar. I'm kind of cheating this. Never mind. We're gonna go Cameron Jordan. And I'm gonna put him at star. Cameron Jordan is a great player. I saw a post about him today about his hair or something like that. Very cool. I'm going to put him in star because I do think the best player on the team is Michael Thomas, but he hasn't played in like 2 years, and he's going to come back this season. But I don't want to judge it based off of a player who played 2 years ago versus someone who was being productive the past 2 years. So I'm going to go with that. Giants. I don't know who their best player is. I'm going to be completely honest with you. They are not a good team. They lost James Bradbury, their best defensive player, who was their best player in my opinion. So, yeah, I don't know what to do. I don't know who to put here. Saquon Barkley wasn't good. I don't know. You fill in the blank. You can pick whoever you want regardless. They're at the bottom tier here at solid players. That's a tough one. Next up, we got the Eagles. The Eagles, their best player. I don't know. You have a couple options. You have Javon Hargrave, who's very solid for them. Jalen Hurts, if you wanted to say. Devonta Smith. I'm going to go Darius Slay, though. Not by much, just because he had a Pro Bowl season. He was very good this season, I believe. So I'm going to put him in close to stardom, though, because I do think he's going to have a bit of a steady decline this season, because as he's getting a lot older. But he's still a very good player. Next up, Steelers, T.J. Watt, superstar. Yeah, T.J. Watt is literally the reigning defensive player of the year. Should have probably won defensive player of the year probably at least twice in the past 3 years. So, superstar. Yeah, no doubt about it. Broncos, Russell Wilson, star. I'm only putting him in star, and let's hear me out, okay? Is he a superstar talent? Absolutely. Has he played like a superstar in the past 2 seasons or so? No. So that's the main reason I'm putting him in star. I think I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. He didn't have the best situation over there in Seattle, so I think over here in Denver he'll be a lot better, which is why I'm still putting him in star. But I don't think he's worthy of being in superstar yet because he hasn't been to the playoffs in a little while, and he does have a very bad tendency, which we've all seen from that for like the past couple of seasons, where he likes to play like the MVP for the first like 5 weeks and then fall off. So I'm gonna put him in star, but I do think he's a superstar level talent, and I would not be surprised at all if you all had him at superstar level. After that, we got a actual superstar QB, and that's Aaron Rodgers. Although he does choke in the playoffs, he is. What are you gonna do? What do you want me to do, bro? He's a back-to-back MVP. Do you really want me to like put him in star just because of he's didn't play good in the playoffs? Regular season still matters a lot in this. In this case, it's the opposite, where his regular season far outshines his postseason because 2 MVPs is no joke. Next up, we got the Panthers, and you can say a couple people here. You could say I believe Hassan Reddick left. Never mind. You could say DJ Moore, Brian Burns, Jeremy Chin, whoever they are. They're just a normal star. I don't think they have any superstars on the team quite yet. I think they're just a star. They're very good. DJ Moore's good. Brian Burns is good. Jeremy Chin's good. All very solid players, but also very young. So still developing. Got to remember that. The Cardinals. I'm not including DeAndre Hopkins because he is suspended. And so the next man up would be Kyler Murray. I'm going to get a lot of flack for this. Close to stardom. Kyler Murray is not that good of a passer, believe it or not. Go watch some Arizona Cardinal games. Yeah, Cardinals fans. I said it. He's not that good of a passer. He is definitely not a bad passer. He's not Lamar Jackson type bad passer. But he's definitely not a good passer either. So, yeah, what do you want me to do? Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen. Moving on. Seahawks, DK Metcalf. He's solid. Overrated. He's, to me, another very overrated player. Extremely overrated because dude barely hits a cracks 1,000 yards a season, and people say he's a top 5 receiver. Why? Actually, why? I'm so confused. Why? Why is he held to that upper echelon? What? Because he chased down Budda Baker after an interception, like 50 yards downfield? I'm sorry. I really don't like DK Metcalf, but he's still a good player, just not a star, I don't think. I don't even think he's close to stardom. Players like him are very easy to find nowadays. Like, every team has a good receiver if you look at them, except for, the Jags. So, every team has a good receiver. I don't see why an 1,000-yard receiver who's just super jacked should be getting proposed to superstar status just because he has abs. Like, what? 2 more. We got the Patriots next. I don't know who their best player is anymore. J.C. Jackson was, in my opinion, and then he left. And I believe Matthew Judon's still there, in which case I'm going to put him at star because Matthew Judon is a beast. He was good with the Ravens, and then, of course, he had his breakout season here with the Patriots. I don't know. He's very good. I don't know how old he is. I believe he's like 28, 29. So he has a good couple. He may even be younger than that actually. He has some good prime years left. I just don't think he's like absolutely insane. But yeah. And then the last one, the Browns. Oh, the Browns. You know what? It's Myles Garrett. I don't care. It's not Deshaun Watson. Screw you guys. End the video there.